Welcome to Royal Secret. Royal Watchers, get ready. A major transformation may be brewing within the Danish royal household, and it all starts with the titles and honors King Frederik X may soon bestow upon his children. Will we witness a new Duke of Jutland, a Countess of Fyn, or even a bold new duchy born from Frederik's vision of a modern, united monarchy? Let's uncover what's possible, and what it means for Denmark's royal legacy. In the gilded halls of Danish palaces, titles are far more than ceremonial trappings. They carry centuries of meaning, obligation, and a vision for the future. When a Danish monarch bestows a new title, it's not simply an honorary change. It reflects lineage, territory, duty, and, perhaps most importantly, a monarch's message to the people. King Frederik X, Denmark's freshly crowned sovereign, now faces such a momentous choice. Since ascending the throne in January 2024 following Queen Margrethe II's unprecedented abdication, Frederik has led the monarchy with a mix of tradition and modern flair. Now, royal insiders are abuzz with talk that he may be preparing to grant new, meaningful titles to his children, notably Princess Isabella, Prince Vincent, and Princess Josephine. But what could those titles be? Why would he give them? And what precedent is he drawing from? The Danish royal title system is known for being modest compared to other European monarchies. Unlike the United Kingdom, where the titles of Duke, Earl, and Baron cascade through generations, Denmark has a more restrained and carefully balanced tradition. Historically, male line descendants of a Danish monarch would hold the title of Prince or Princess of Denmark. Occasionally, special ducal titles have been granted, such as the historical Duke of Schleswig or Duke of Holstein. But in modern times, this practice has become rarer. This is partly because of Denmark's constitutional monarchy model, which aims to minimize the direct political power and presence of royalty, ensuring titles don't clash with democratic values. However, that hasn't stopped symbolic gestures, especially when they emphasize unity, regional pride, or honor legacies of national importance. So, what could Frederik be planning? Among all the royal children, Princess Isabella, the second child and eldest daughter of King Frederik and Queen Mary, stands as the most likely candidate to receive a new title soon. Born in 2007 and now a poised, confident young royal at age 18, Isabella recently made headlines when she stepped into the spotlight at her confirmation, and more recently, her milestone birthday celebrations. Her elegance, charm, and quiet strength have drawn comparisons to both Queen Mary and Queen Margrethe. And now, Danish media has begun to whisper the possibility of a new honor, the Duchess of Lolland. Why? Duchess of Lolland. Lolland is Denmark's fourth largest island, known for its agricultural richness, natural beauty, and close proximity to the German border. It's a region historically associated with unity and sustenance, a perfect match for a modern royal woman ready to represent the people. The island's symbolic resonance would give Princess Isabella a distinct regional connection, just as her brother Crown Prince Christian represents the entire nation as heir. Bestowing the title, Duchess of Lolland, would position Isabella as a modern Danish duchess with localized relevance. It would give her a symbolic domain to represent, connect with communities, and foster initiatives around education, the arts, sustainability, or youth empowerment. But that's only one possibility. The younger royal twins, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, are just 13 years old, but already capturing public affection. As the children of a reigning monarch, they carry the title, Prince, and Princess, of Denmark, but what happens as they grow older? Will they remain as such, or will King Frederik, perhaps inspired by his mother's decision to remove royal titles from his nephews and nieces, redefine the structure? There are a few possibilities. Duke of Fyn for Prince Vincent. Fyn, Denmark's central island, is the birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen and a cultural hub. If Frederik wanted to give his son a meaningful role in promoting Danish culture and history, this would be a strong symbolic choice. Prince Vincent could become the Duke of Fyn, a title that connects him to the nation's artistic heritage and positions him as a future royal patron of culture and innovation. Countess of Bornholm, for Princess Josephine. Bornholm is Denmark's easternmost island, closer to Sweden than mainland Denmark. It's small, resilient, and known for its unique identity, much like the spirited and bold Princess Josephine. A Countess of Bornholm title would give Josephine a royal identity that matches her independent character and opens doors for focused engagements on island sustainability, maritime initiatives, and cultural preservation. It's important to ask, is there any recent precedent for Frederik bestowing such titles? Actually, yes. Queen Margrethe made bold moves during her reign, most notably in 2022, when she stripped the children of Prince Joachim of their princely titles, converting them into Counts and Countess of Montpezat. This sent shockwaves through Denmark and beyond, sparking debate about the future of royalty in a modern democratic society. But it also re-established the monarchy's control over titles, reminding Danes and royal watchers alike that titles are at the monarch's discretion, not a given birthright. King Frederik, who supported his mother's decision, may now seek to balance that pruning of titles with new, more carefully curated ones. These wouldn't simply be inherited, they'd be earned or assigned with purpose, to emphasize duty over privilege. As heir to the Danish throne, Crown Prince Christian already carries the grand responsibility of being the future monarch. But could Frederik grant him an additional honor, echoing traditions from other monarchies? Absolutely. In the United Kingdom, for instance, the heir often carries multiple titles, like the Prince of Wales, Duke of Cornwall, and Duke of Rothesay in Scotland. For Christian, King Frederik may consider giving him a regional ducal title, such as Duke of Jutland, representing Denmark's largest and most populous region, Duke of Zealand, which includes the capital, Copenhagen, or even a brand new symbolic title, reflecting Christian's role as a modern prince bridging tradition and innovation. Such a move would be popular with the public and reinforce Christian's national significance beyond the abstract label of heir. Queen Mary, Denmark's first Australian-born queen, is known for her strong opinions, refined sense of duty, and unwavering focus on youth, mental health, and women's empowerment. She is also a deeply strategic figure in the Danish court. Her voice matters greatly in decisions involving the children. According to several court commentators, Mary may support regional titles that reflect causes close to her heart. For example, if Princess Isabella is to be honored, it may come with responsibilities that include ambassadorships for mental health, education, or sustainability programs, areas Mary has long championed. So while the titles may sound historic, the duties behind them would be profoundly modern. This leads us to a crucial question: will the Danish public embrace these potential new titles? Recent opinion polls show that trust in the Danish monarchy remains strong, especially under King Frederik and Queen Mary's reign. Their modern, relatable parenting style and transparency have endeared them to new generations. But there's a fine line to walk. If titles appear outdated or privileged, they may clash with Denmark's egalitarian values. However, if presented as symbolic roles connected to public service, Danes are likely to be receptive. The key will be framing. Are these titles decorative, or do they signal real responsibility? From all indications, Frederik is a master of subtle symbolism. He's likely to ensure these new honors align with national values and modern expectations. Historical and forgotten Danish noble titles that could be revived. How these honors compare to other monarchies: Sweden, UK, Norway. Whether titles could spark a royal sibling rivalry. Public and press speculation around Isabella's future role, and the timeline of when these titles could be announced. Also, here's a possible title and YouTube tag's description to attract views. If there's one thing history tells us, it's that monarchs don't only preserve, they also innovate. And King Frederik, known for his forward-thinking leadership, could very well decide to create entirely new titles, tailored to the needs and identities of his children. The titles could be tied to geography, yes, but also to modern values, such as education, sustainability, or innovation. Imagine a title such as Duke of Sustainability, for Prince Vincent, tying his name to Denmark's global green leadership. Countess of Innovation, for Princess Josephine, celebrating Denmark's tech and cultural advancements. Or even Ambassador of Unity, a non-traditional title, for Princess Isabella, a nod to her role in promoting harmony between tradition and modernity. This would mark a bold departure from purely geographic titles and reflect a monarchy that evolves with its people. Such titles could function similarly to honorary public roles, giving the younger royals tangible causes and missions aligned with national and international issues. Another possibility: resurrecting noble titles from Denmark's rich royal past. Centuries ago, the Danish nobility was structured with a variety of titles across regions like Schleswig, Holstein, Langland, and even former colonies. Though these noble ranks were largely dissolved or integrated into modern roles, the symbolism remains potent. Some potential candidates for revival. Duke of Lolland, historically granted to Danish nobles and deeply symbolic due to its proximity to the royal estates. Duchess of Samso Island was once connected to Danish royal titles, its name evokes elegance and environmental beauty. Marquis of Aalborg. While Denmark never heavily used Marquis, adopting a French-style honorific could add a modern European touch. Baron of Skagen. A fashionable, northernmost Danish region famous for its artists and royal vacation visits. Such revived titles could bridge the gap between historical grandeur and modern public service, positioning the royal children as cultural stewards and connectors to the national narrative. Let's zoom out. What are other monarchies doing when it comes to royal titles, and how might King Frederik be inspired or influenced by them? The United Kingdom. Prince William holds multiple titles. Prince of Wales, Duke of Cornwall, Duke of Cambridge. His children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, already have HRH titles and may inherit more when Charles eventually passes the crown. Sweden Crown Princess Victoria's children were born with titles. Princess Estelle is also Duchess of Östergötland, and Prince Oscar is Duke of Skane. King Carl XVI Gustaf recently streamlined titles, removing the HRH status from non-working royals, but kept their duchies, showing a balance of tradition and practicality. Norway keeps things minimal. Only Crown Prince Haakon and his family hold royal titles. Princess Ingrid Alexandra, though second in line, doesn't have a duchy but is heavily involved in public engagements, showing that function can outweigh form. So, where does Denmark fit? King Frederik's Denmark may take the Swedish path, using regional or symbolic duchies as ceremonial gestures, without expanding the monarchy's public footprint too broadly. Now, here's where the conversation gets interesting. If Princess Isabella is granted the title Duchess of Lolland, and Prince Vincent becomes Duke of Fyn, how might that affect their relationships with each other? Could jealousy, public scrutiny, or perceived favoritism arise? Royal families, for all their prestige, are not immune to internal politics. Just look at Prince Harry and Prince William in the UK. Differences in treatment and expectations led to one of the most dramatic royal exits in modern times. King Frederik and Queen Mary will have to carefully balance the timing of each title, the public explanation behind it, the associated roles, so no child feels left behind. It's likely that Queen Mary, ever the diplomatic mother, will play a crucial role in keeping the royal family united, ensuring each child sees their future not as a competition but as a shared mission. Let's fast forward 20 or 30 years. If Prince Christian ascends the throne, and if his siblings, Isabella, Vincent, and Josephine, have been assigned titles and roles that build public connection, then their own children may also enter the spotlight. What kind of royal structure is Frederik laying down today? Could new titles set the precedent for royal grandchildren to take up formalized roles, depending on national needs? Frederik may want to future-proof the monarchy. In a world where republic sentiment grows, especially across Europe, the Danish royal house must remain relevant and connected to the people. Bestowing titles today isn't just about honor, it's about building a long-term structure that evolves and adapts across generations. What are Danes saying about the possible title shake-up? Recent public opinion reflects a mix of anticipation, curiosity, and caution. Many believe Princess Isabella deserves formal recognition, especially given her maturity and grace at public events. Others question whether giving titles to more royals undermines Denmark's modest and egalitarian spirit. Political voices from Denmark's Social Democrats and other progressive parties have occasionally questioned the cost of the monarchy, and any visible expansion might be met with scrutiny. King Frederik will need to frame these titles not as luxuries, but as functional and symbolic duties, a way to reinforce Denmark's values through service, not ceremony. And if done right, the move could deepen national unity, especially among young Danes. Timing is everything in royal strategy. So, when might King Frederik unveil these titles? Potential milestone moments. Princess Isabella's 18th birthday year, 2025, she's already stepped into adult royal duties. A new title could mark this transformation. Queen Margrethe's birthday or national events. Using a grand ceremony to announce honors would create maximum public impact. Christian's 21st birthday or engagement. If Christian is preparing for royal marriage or military leadership, parallel titles for his siblings could mark a generational shift. Palace insiders suggest announcements may come gradually, starting with Isabella, then moving to the twins as they reach maturity. Nothing is rushed in royalty. Every move is orchestrated for symbolism and legacy. What if King Frederik has something completely unexpected planned? A bold king might create new titles entirely disconnected from land or region. Announce roles tied to international diplomacy or UN causes. Introduce a modern House of Frederik X sub-branch, where each child leads an area of public service. He may even break tradition by abolishing certain titles or combining them in new ways, making Denmark the first Nordic monarchy to fully reinvent how royal titles function. If anyone could do it, it's Frederik and Mary, modernizers with tradition in their veins and strategy in their hearts. As Denmark stands at the threshold of a royal renewal, the potential titles King Frederik may grant to his children carry immense significance. These aren't just ceremonial tweaks. They're declarations of identity, duty, modernity, continuity. By giving his children roles and identities rooted in public service, symbolism, and relevance, Frederik ensures the House of Glucksburg not only survives, but thrives. The people of Denmark may soon witness a royal evolution unlike any in their history, one that begins not with coronations or crowns, but with the quiet yet powerful bestowal of a title that says, "You matter. You serve. You lead." So, dear viewer, as we await the next move from Amalienborg Palace, the question now turns to you. If you were King Frederik, what titles would you give to Princess Isabella, Prince Vincent, and Princess Josephine, and why? Would you stick with geography, invent a modern honor, or tie each title to a national cause? Let's continue this royal conversation in the comments below. Thanks for watching.